Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we are breaking down the definitive 2026 roadmap to transition into the explosive AI sector. The landscape of technology is shifting incredibly fast right now, and if you're looking to figure out exactly how to go from literally zero experience to getting hired in the most sought-after tech role on the planet, well, you're in the exact right place. We're going to take the core data, the required skills, and the timelines mapped out in the latest industry sources and build a totally clear, actionable path for you.
Let's start right off the bat with a number. 145 grand. $145,000. Let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about a peak salary for some senior manager who's been grinding for decades. Nope. That is the average starting salary for an AI engineer in 2026. Top tech firms, they're regularly pushing that number up to $250,000 or even more. It's without a doubt one of the most lucrative career transitions you can possibly make today. Now you might be thinking, okay, but is the market already saturated? The answer is a massive, resounding no. Over 97,000. We are looking at more than 97,000 open AI roles currently available in the US alone. To put that into perspective, the demand for talent to build and manage large language models and machine learning systems is so huge, it is completely outpacing the global supply of qualified professionals.
So how do you actually stand out in that ocean of job openings? Here's the secret sauce. Candidates are getting hired 3 times faster if they have a strong portfolio. 3 times! You really don't need to spend 4 years stuck in a classroom grinding away at theoretical concepts if you can just prove you can actually do the work. And that is exactly what we're mapping out for you today.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to cover 1. The 2026 AI job boom. 2. Mastering core AI skills. 3. Advanced MLOps and cloud. 4. Building a winning portfolio. 5. Top certifications and interviews. And finally, 6. Your 6-month action plan. Don't worry if the technical jargon sounds a bit intimidating right now. We are going to break this whole shebang down into totally achievable steps. All right, Section 1, the 2026 AI job boom. Let's look at why now is the time. AI engineering is hands down the highest paid technical career path available today. The demand stretches across healthcare, finance, retail, you name it. But let's relieve a little anxiety right away by busting the biggest myth in the industry. Look, a computer science degree is helpful, sure, but it is absolutely not required to get a job in AI in 2026. Hiring managers at major AI companies are consistently bringing on self-taught engineers and bootcamp grads. Why? Because they want practical skills. They want portfolios. They want to see that you can actually solve real-world problems, not just frame a fancy piece of paper on your wall.
To clarify these career trajectories, we really need to compare 2 distinct but closely related roles, the AI engineer versus the data scientist. Now, while data scientists focus heavily on analyzing data, experimenting with models, and finding insights, AI engineers, they are the builders. They design, train, and actually deploy production machine learning systems that get used by millions of people. Because they focus on building and deploying at scale, AI engineers actually pull in about 15 to 30% more than their data science counterparts.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering Core AI Skills. This is your foundation.
Before we get distracted by all the shiny advanced buzzwords, let's look at your technical climb so you don't feel overwhelmed. Step 1 is your foundation. This is where you got to master Python programming, basic math for machine learning like linear algebra, and your ML basics. Step 2 is intermediate. This means moving into deep learning frameworks like PyTorch and getting your hands dirty with fine-tuning large language models. And finally, Step 3 is advanced, scaling your systems up with MLOps and cloud deployment.
So, if you're wondering where to actually start learning today, the source material highlights several top platforms. DeepLearning.ai is fantastic. They offer courses with cutting-edge LLM coverage and highly respected certificates. On the flip side, if budget is a bit tight, Hugging Face is completely free. It provides incredibly comprehensive knowledge on models, though you'll only walk away with completion badges there. Then there's Coursera's ML content, which is a great place to audit the basics, even if their cutting-edge LLM coverage is slightly more limited. Honestly, for a beginner, diving into the free content on any of these platforms to grasp Python and ML fundamentals is the absolute perfect first move.
Section 3, Advanced MLOps and Cloud. Scaling your models.
This intermediate stage is where things get really interesting, and honestly where the big money is made. It's all about layering on the complex concepts required by top-tier tech firms. Let's bust some industry jargon here by clearly defining MLOps, or machine learning operations.
MLOps pipelines basically refer to the process of automating the deployment, monitoring, and maintenance of machine learning models in production environments. Senior AI roles absolutely require you to know how to maintain a model once it's live. You aren't just building a model on your laptop in a vacuum, you're using tools to make sure it runs flawlessly in the real world when thousands of actual users are hitting it with requests and, inevitably, trying to break it.
And then we have RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation Systems. Sounds super complex, right? But it's arguably the most deployed AI architecture in 2026 and a massive core hiring requirement. Basically, RAG connects large language models to external databases, like Pinecone or ChromaDB, to retrieve factual, highly specific, and up-to-date information before it actually answers a user's prompt. Long story short, if you want to get hired, you need to know how to build a RAG system.
Section 4. Building a winning portfolio. Show, don't tell.
Okay, let's pivot. Stop just learning concepts and start actually demonstrating them. This is the absolute ultimate key to bypassing traditional degree requirements. I'm speaking directly to you right now. If you want your resume to be a magnet for recruiters, you literally must build these specific projects. Aim for 3 to 5 essential ones. Build a fine-tuned large language model. Build a RAG-powered chatbot. Execute a computer vision or a really complex data analysis case study. And please, don't just leave them sitting on your hard drive. Host them publicly on GitHub with beautifully written documentation. Set up live interactive demos on Hugging Face Spaces so hiring managers can actually jump in and play with what you've built.
Section 5. Top certifications and interviews. Proving your worth.
So, what exact credentials and interview prep tactics do you need to finally get in the room with a hiring manager? Well, here are the most respected certs in the industry for 2026. The deep learning.ai specializations are widely considered the absolute gold standard for engineers. But beyond that, grabbing cloud certifications like the Google Professional ML Engineer or the AWS Certified Machine Learning Specialty, those can actively boost your salary by 15 to 25%. And don't sleep on Hugging Face's NLP course. It is a fantastic way to signal that you have hands-on, practical LLM experience.
Okay, so your killer portfolio gets you in the door. Now you got to pass the actual interview, and that requires structured preparation. You need to practice about 100 LeetCode code medium problems. I know. Nobody actually loves the LeetCode code grind, but coding challenges are just non-negotiable. You also must review your ML theory. Be totally ready to talk about the bias variance trade-off or attention mechanisms. Practice AI system design, focusing on things like how you optimize latency or implement safety guardrails. And lastly, prepare 5 behavioral stories using the STAR format: situation, task, action, result, so you can clearly, effectively articulate your impact and how you work on a team.
Finally, Section 6, your 6-month action plan, from zero to hired.
Let's tie this whole shebang together into a concrete, totally realistic timeline. A massive career shift is entirely possible if you just follow this chronological roadmap. Month 1, you completely immerse yourself and master Python and your ML basics. Months 2 and 3, you build and, this is crucial, publish your first real LLM projects to GitHub and Hugging Face. Months 4 and 5, you buckle down, study for, and earn those highly valuable cloud and MLOps certifications. And then month 6, you optimize that LinkedIn profile, start networking, apply strategically, and land the job. A $120,000 plus job is absolutely achievable in 6 months if you put in focused daily effort.
Which brings us to our final thought. The 2026 AI boom, it's not some distant, futuristic event. It is happening right now, today. The jobs are literally waiting there, the salaries are historic, and the barrier to entry has officially shifted from having a traditional degree to simply proving you can do the work. So, are you going to keep watching from the sidelines, or are you ready to start day 1 of your blueprint? Dive into the source material, start coding, and take control of your career trajectory. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy building.